Can I?
Yeah.
Sometimes, from time to time, I get this realization, but then it fades, comes back, fades, comes back, and sometimes at moments of conflict where I'm at the peak of anxiety and I feel like somebody is judging me, but they're not. It's my mind, and I try to tell myself that no, it's your ideas that you're thinking that they're believing, and then at the same time, the anxiety is also happening. So it's like both are conflicting with each other. So at a moment like that, how do I bring myself to my center? I mean, right now at this moment, when you say it's very easy to comprehend and it's very easy to apply, and in my daily life, it's a little easier. But at moments of deep anxiety and deep stress, it's a conflict, and I just don't know what to do, how to balance it.
No, the basic instrument that we have to deal with situations like that is observation. You have already observed, but maybe not what these things are unraveling, but like taking things from the past, analyzing, and you made some judgments, and you understood that this was what happening at the time. That's why you have seen this. But you have to sharpen your observation to see then and there when it unravels. That is a completely different thing. This is in the name of observation, we are analyzing and finding conclusions of a past moment which is not existing now at all. This is what is happening now. And so then and there when things are unraveling, you need to be there present absolutely and then see what is going on, not outside, inside. That's the difference. There is something is happening, something is really fuming inside. You are not the outside world for the time being. Now the inside world is created by you, which is supported by your past. And you wanted to know what is going on. Intensify your observation to see what is happening inside you. This is a meditation by itself. Sharpening your observation to the core to see what's going on at this moment inside you, in your mind. When you stay as an observer in moments of crisis, as you pointed out now, then what happens? You become the observer and not the actor. You are observing your own acting mind, and then as you are splitting the energy of observation from the energy of action, certainly the mind loses its half strength. Otherwise, it gains half of your strength. And thereby, your observation becomes so sharp that the actor mind settles. When you can do it for 2-3 times, you become a master of your mind, not long-term practice. Sharpen your observation in moment of crisis, which is very difficult. But if you have that practice slowly, you are evolving your practice slowly, practicing, and you come to a point when something happens, you can immediately see what's going on inside you. And then your mind, the actor mind, loses its possibility because the strength is not going there, the energy is going to the observation. So mind is such a weak instrument, and it is a powerful instrument also. If we let the mind take over by showing its own actions, certainly you will be defeated. It is not a winning-losing game, though I use the word defeated, but when you have to sharpen the observation to understand who you are at that moment. When you sharpen your focus at that time, the mind cannot operate anymore. It is like example is like a puppy. They go on playing just like looking at the master's eye continuously. And when you look, it changes one eye to the other one, and then goes on changing like this, both sides. It's getting a little shy, but looking at you. You continue to look, and then it stays there, go on looking, and the dog sleeps. You cannot do further. You look at the same with the cats. They will not do this. And they go on looking, staring at you with very wide open eye, go on piercing and looking at you. You go on looking. And it look with the sharp focus. It won't change its face from you. Stay, then finally sleep. Your mind is like that. You look, it sleeps. The actor mind sleeps. And then you see the mind is settled. The problem is not there. Then you realize that the problem is not an outside problem, it's a problem that you are holding inside, and that is settled for the time being. And then slowly, 2, 3 times, you do get the mastery of stopping your mind.
After realization, after realization,
I cannot hear. Can you? A microphone.
I was asking, after the realization, will we reach a point where there won't be any mental tracks? Like,
Please.
I was asking, after realization, will we reach a point when we won't have any sort of mind attacks, anxieties, this kind of things? Is there a permanent point like that?
Actually, there is no permanent point because life itself is impermanent. So, this is an expectation that there will be a permanence. There is no permanence. And then there is no permanence in the mind at all. So, the anxiety will come, but the way it affects you will be different. All the roots are there, that is associated with your vasana because you are holding on it. So beyond your control, they come up. But realized person is a person who is an observer, who is a witness. As he is witnessing, he is disconnecting the bond. It doesn't mean that the anxiety is not coming. It's coming, but you are not affected by the anxiety. That means the anxiety is not there, or the worries are not there. But you see it is coming. The other is an ideal imagination that we are creating. So anxiety is coming, but it is not running over you. You are not being taken away by that. But it comes, you understand that it's coming. Immediately when you understand it, it loses itself. So all these things will come. But you are disconnected from that. You are not establishing a bond. You are not going to analyze the root of the anxiety that is coming now and how to cope up with the anxiety and what are your plans and all those things. You are not thinking about it at all.
Is there a point in going and finding the root of anxiety? What is the practice? Is it good to ignore it as such, or go into the, deeply go into it and find why?
I understand. Actually, and you don't have to actually dig and find something because it is always showing. Where are you going to dig? It is showing by itself. We cannot hide that. So it will constantly show. So you don't need to do anything. You need to keep your observer on so that when it comes, you will see. If you are not observing, you will not see and feeling that it is hiding somewhere. It goes on popping up now and then. At moments when it comes up, you are aware of this. So you don't need to dig into this. But there are certain very deep-rooted suppressed ideas which will not come up at all. And these deep-rooted, like stigma-like things, which we don't know how to take it away, there are deep-rooted things. And these deep-rooted things, as it was coming up in some point of time, you don't want to really confront with that. So you push it down, and it goes very deep, and it moves out of the subconscious area to the unconscious realm of your mind. Thereby, it starts to change the physiological function. That's a dangerous thing. That is what it does usually. We go on suppressing. So when something is suppressed like that, then you have to see what is there in the suppressed content of your mind. That is important. And you are not going to dig there, but you do some practice. Thereby, you get into certain amount of relaxation. Thereby, it started to surface by itself. Because it cannot stay there. It is not destined to be there. But because of our pressure, we don't want to see it. Every time it was surfacing, you are pushing it down, 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 and it goes very deep in your mind. And it even gets into the unconscious realm, which takes care of the physiological activities. I cannot go further than that. But as you are trying yourself to meditate or do something like a practice to go into the deeper realms, you are just taking a tool and you relax with the tool. As the relaxation increases, you are stepping down from the conscious realm to the subconscious, and then you are just like simply, without doing anything, you get there. And then you may sometimes transcend the subconscious realm, unconscious realm, and you get into the superconscious realm of the deepest part of your mind, where there is no time, space, and cause and effect. And you get into absolute relaxation. On the way, when you are coming back to the conscious realm, certainly it tickles some of the deep-rooted tensions and the cause of the or the impressions of the tension, and that will simply come up and it surfaces and it leaves you. It will show some kind of an irritation, or maybe emotion, or maybe anger, or maybe some kind of expression, or deep sigh, or whatever, or cry, or whatever, and that will be gone. So we don't actually need to really take this thing like when you lose your bucket in your well, you put something and you stir and you hook it up. And actually you don't need to do it, but there are certain things which are not surfacing, very deep rooted. And for that you need to do some practice to actually get there. Not to take that particular thing because you don't know what is there. So you cannot take that thing which you don't know what is. But you can get into the realm by your practice. You do your practice, you get into the deeper level of your consciousness, you get absolute relaxation. Relaxation is the method that takes you out of the stress. When the stress is gone, then it is a simple memory. With the stress, it is a devil. So when you take away the stress, it is just a memory, like a story. And that story is not going to do anything. It's a beautiful story, sometimes very beautiful, like a film. It surfaces, you see, and it goes. And this is what we do in Kundalini Yoga actually. The Kundalini practices are with this idea. In the pond, Kundalini means that which is hidden in the pond. So with certain practices, you go and stir the pond. You don't know what is there, but you are stirring. You're not going to catch that particular thing. When you stir it, many things come up. And when it started to surface, as it was hooked by the stress, and now you are getting into the realm of relaxation that it disconnected from the stress that it shoots up, and you will see. A memory without stress is a beautiful thing. A memory with stress behaves like a devil. And so you do some practice, you stir it, and it comes up. You are not going to find that particular thing. You are generally doing certain practices that whatever is there in the content of your consciousness will come up to the surface of your mind, which is the conscious level, and then you understand that this is what was there. But it is not with the stress that you enjoy this when it surfaces. Oh, that was it. You realize. Then it's gone. Otherwise, we go on suppressing it. And this is out. So you don't need to dig or anything, but you can do certain practices. And this is the main idea of Kundalini Yoga practice. Okay.
I heard this value in becoming conscious in your
Is there?
becoming conscious about your breathing. Is
Uh-huh.
and if you become conscious about it,
Yeah.
is that the soul?
Yeah. It is very much possible. Very much possible. In the strata of our mind, we have the conscious mind, where all the sensation, sensory system, and the physical body is active, which is the waking state. We have few different states of consciousness. This is called the Jagrat state, your alert, waking state. Your sense organs are active, your senses are operating, the analytical mind is active, and you can synthesize. Your intellect is active, that you can synthesize some knowledge out of this. This is the conscious realm. We are all in the conscious level. And then the impressions that you take from the conscious operations of your mind will be brought and kept in the memory. The memories are staying in the deeper part of your consciousness. If you take consciousness as a big, unfathomable ocean, it is much deeper than the conscious level. And this part is below the conscious level or deeper than the conscious level. It is called the subconscious realm. And this subconscious realm is a broader area where all the impressions from the day one of your life or the pregnancy time, from that time onwards, there are impressions which are stored. When the memory cells develops, it is stored there and it's there in the subconscious areas of your mind. And then there is a deeper realm than the subconscious realm, which is the unconscious, which all of you know. I am just mentioning it to actually frame it like a complete thing as an answer to your question. So when you get into the unconscious realm, the unconscious, you cannot get there, and that's why it's called unconscious. Normally, the unconscious realm takes care of the physiological activities. Why you cannot get there? If you get there, you can do some mischief there. Unconscious realm controls your heart. If you have a control over the unconscious realm, you can modify in any way which you want. And then you can actually really do some damage for yourself. So in the creation, the intelligence has set it in a way that you have no control over your heart. You have no control over your physiological activities. Well protected. Otherwise, as we ruin the world outside, we can ruin your inner system also. Or when you put off the conscious level, what will happen? You sleep, your heart stops, and then you are dead. As a protective measure, it is kept deeper. The conscious mind cannot reach there. But still, the heart is not stopping when you are sleeping. It is still working because the duty is there in the deeper part of your mind. It is kept there. And then in the olden times, the unconscious and the subconscious were considered the subconscious. There was no unconscious. During the time of Freud, he actually demarcated it. There are two different realms there. Then deeper than that is the superconscious realm, and there are different stratas of superconscious. So some impressions can be pushed down deeper into that realm. So in the content of your consciousness, in the memory, there is the content of consciousness is stored in your memories. So it is there. So when you are sleeping, what happens is you are going to bed, you are awake, you are not sleeping, you are waiting for a little time, you are giving rest to the body. If you are restless, you cannot sleep. So sufficient rest, when it comes to the level of rest of sleep, you fall asleep. Already you have crossed the conscious level. You are now in the subconscious realm. When you are in the subconscious realm, that is the realm where your memories are stored. So subconscious realm will get activated. There are many impressions there. And these impressions starts to surface. Your conscious mind is put off, but it starts to surface in the form of pictures, loose pictures, which is stored in the memory in the form of pictures, and it starts to surface. You cannot read it out because our mind is operating in a special format that you need a linear position that you can understand it, like a story format. Then you understand. That is why when you went to Advaita and you came back, there is no sensation in it. So on the way I saw a dog. What happened? It was barking at me. So there is a sensation. And so there are a lot of small things in the normal daily life that you are holding and keeping it in the memory. And when you are entering the level of rest of the subconscious, and the memory starts to get stimulant. That means your awareness is staying in the subconscious realm, and you are into the memory now, and the memory starts to surface. Or you are getting there in the memory area, and you start to read the memory, and it starts to surface in the form of dream. And these are loose pictures, but these loose pictures you cannot understand anything. You need a connection between these things. So your mind connects it in the dream itself, and it makes a story form so that you can understand what's going on there. But the ingredients are there. Actually, in the dream, the ingredients are very important, and that ingredients, when the mind wants to understand the ingredient, it connects, it goes on connecting and create a format. For connecting, it takes something from your past itself, from the memory, and you create a story form there. And this is the dream. And then maybe you sit there. This is the problem when you ask a question. You have to stand a long time. I will not stop my answer. Okay. So when you are there, you created that story, adding things into it, and there two things are working. One, the stimulating the recollection of your memories together with your imagination. So you put your imagination into it. For example, you may be going on a rail track. Nobody goes on rail track, but olden times people walk through the rail track. You are walking through the rail track, and you suddenly understood that some thieves or robbers are chasing you. There is some fears or something which is going on in your memory that the thieves, you generate the thieves and they are now trying to follow you. You are running between these two parallel rails, and then you understand they are going to catch you, and suddenly there is a platform where the rail checking inspectors are moving. And you create that platform, and now you are on the platform. And it goes very fast, they are running, but you can go very fast. And you are trying to escape, and you are running, and it came to a point that there is no more rails. And no more rails, what to do? You have no escape now. There is no more rails, you are stuck there, and then you cannot get stuck. You invent a big ladder going down. You have to escape. And then you understand this is not a ladder, but it is a special crane which you have not seen, but some elements of the crane is there, but it works like a crane, and there was a small door you bend and you got inside, and it goes down. And but you cannot leave the platform because that saved you. And what to do with the platform? If you get into another rail, you need this. So you hold the rail, and then it cannot enter into the not the rail, the platform, and then it cannot enter into the what you call lift, the so-called lift. So you immediately you fold it. It became a base board. You just do two, and then you take it, you put it in your armpit, and you enter into the crane, and the crane goes down, and you are almost approaching the ground. When you are approaching, you are ready to get out and run, and then it is not stopping there; it's going up, and crossing the rail, it goes up. You try to escape, but you cannot escape. Now you are up, and it's coming down. You are ready to jump out, but it is not stopping. And you are going up and down. It says what is happening in your mind. You created this to make you realize what is actually happening and what is the content of your mind which is active, which you have been suppressing for a long time. And all the anxieties, the fears, everything, you can see. And we don't see it at that time. We go on dreaming, trying to escape. And then finally, after a few going up and down and up and down, and then it landed somewhere safely. And the door opened, you came out, and your family is waiting there for you. families waiting. And they were with a bouquet, garland, everything. And they are waiting to receive you. And they are saying to you that, see, we have been waiting a long time. You are a little bit late. And yeah, we haven't seen you for the last 6 years. And he was surprised. And he was, what? I was 6 years away. Yeah, you were imprisoned. Today you are released. Oh, okay. So you went with them. Now the story is not a tragedy, it becomes a comedy. And so in the dream, the content goes on changed, going on changing the content, adding new things into it, put your imagination, build up something, and in favorable to you for your favor, and then finally you escape. Sometimes you cannot escape, and you are trapped, and the dinosaur is coming, and then what to do? You have only one way to escape. Open your eyes. You stop the dream, you come out. So by analyzing your dream, they have the psychoanalysis. They can understand the content, the ingredients of the dream, and they can locate you where your mind is staying. This is the dream analysis, psychoanalysis analysis. So this you can do by yourself. And this is the part of the answer to your question. How to become aware of your dreams. You can become aware of your dreams by a simple technique that when you go to bed, you are relaxing. Be aware that you are relaxing and laying down, relaxing. And you want to know one thing, because the dream starts in the sleeping state. So you are interested in watching when you are going to sleep. The moment at which you are falling asleep, that is what you want to watch. You are looking, playing, tiredness is coming, half sleep, you're still looking, you're keeping your awareness on, and then finally you sleep, but the awareness is on. You can try this. The only thing is you won't sleep. But if you fall asleep, certainly your awareness will be on, and when you dream, you really come to the content of the dream, not connecting it to make a story form. Then the content you understand. You don't need to go to a psychologist to read you, because already you are the only one who knows. Now you have decided to know. That decision will support you to know what is there in the content of your consciousness, which is active but suppressed. You try this. And the thing is, you may not sleep for a few days. But when the awareness is really fixed and when the dream starts, you will be part of the dream, feeling that you are dreaming. Then you understand the actual content of your dream. And what happened at that time, your awareness which was there in the Jagrata state, in the waking state, is expanding into the subconscious realms. So if the awareness was there, the waking state awareness was there for a little peripheral side of the ocean of your mind, now it is expanding towards the subconscious realms. So your awareness is really expanded and you are staying there. You are not sleeping, but you are aware. You are sleeping, but you are aware. You get to the level of rest of sleep, but you are aware what is going on. So everything which is there, surfacing as a dream, will be understood by you without connecting it with a story form. You understand? You can try, it will happen. And then beneath that is the unconscious realm, and you understand that you are alive, you are not dead, but you are resting. Your consciousness is not going. So you started to feel the body function. And the beat of your heart will be like a big resonance that is going on in you. Your breath will be like a big, like a hurricane that is going around. So you understand the subtle functions that is happening inside you in a very vivid way. But you're not sleeping, you're aware. And then from there, when it happens, your subconscious realm and the conscious realm, your consciousness is still on. You come to the deeper part of your unconscious, and then these, as you are going to shift from the unconscious realm, these sensations will all settle, and you get into the absolute calmness. And now your awareness has expanded to the maximum level. And now what is there is absolute peace, and you merge in the peace, but you are not sleeping, you are aware. So sleeping with awareness is meditation. Or providing the rest equivalent to deep slumber, combining with awareness, you enter into a new state, a fourth dimension, and that dimension is the meditative dimension. You try this will work. I tried, that is why I'm confidently saying, but it doesn't mean that it will work on you, but it worked for me. And then the attempt to modify your dream also you will see. There is an elephant which is coming MP Nagar, a big elephant in a procession, but the elephant was trying to catch my brother. It became a little wild, mad. And then you have to fight with the elephant in the dream. So I was trying to take the longest stick which I could take, because then otherwise he will take you like this. And then trying to hit. And then actually there was something in the trunk of the elephant that I didn't know there is something, and it just sprayed on me. And I fell down, and the elephant was coming. And the only way for me, I lost my state, and then I woke up in fear. And then I tried, because I could not master the content what was there, which is creating the dream. And then I slept, the dream altered, and the same dream in a different form came. And then few times it's repeated, and then finally I understood the source of the fear that I was holding. And then it is gone. So you can actually go deeper and deeper into yourself and understand what is the active content which is there in your consciousness. These are just like spiritual exploration that one can do. And the same thing happens when you are meditating in the form of vision. Like in the meditation, maybe something is coming through the walls. You know, it is a wall, and you open and look, and still they are coming. With closed eyes you are doing, and then the wall is there, and through that, the half-burnt bodies are coming from the wall. Like a hell experience. Likewise, and it goes on refining and refining, and but want to do the experiment without getting scared. And then the scene changes, and there is a great room which is organized with malakas, like fairies, with wings are floating and flying, and then coming to invite you have the great dinner in an illuminated great heavenly place. Then you know this is another cheating. And then you can talk. If seemingly you are a little mad, crazy, you talk to that particular tree. This is the other side of what you have shown before. So keep it with you. I am not going to be part of your dinner. So the dream collapses and you enter into the calmness. It's all hallucinatory states, but very interesting. You don't need to worry about it, because you are the creator of your dream. It's not going to kill you. In the same way, when you are meditating, you are the creator of your visions. You create your gods, you create your goddesses, you create all the divinities. Actually, you have created, but it is so real that you see them. You understand the possibilities of your the possibilities of your mind. Anyway, I can't do. What is the time? Take a break and then we start with the theme. It's very interesting. It's a mysterious world actually, but very interesting. You need to have the mind to explore these mysteries. Nothing to worry because everything is created by you and the position that you are holding inside your mind.